Well, you guys, it finally arrived. And you want to know what has arrived? Well, I'm going to tell you. My IVF medication has arrived. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Woo-hoo! I am excited, beyond blessed, and I can breathe a little bit, you guys. I can actually breathe because I was very stressed, a little bit nervous because I didn't know this was going to happen, you guys. I'm going to be frankly honest with you. I didn't know this was going to happen because I was telling you in my videos that I was going back and forth with the facility that I'm getting the IVF treatment, and the specialty pharmacy. It was just a whole back and forth thing, and then the insurance company. And finally, it is the day that I got my medication. So thank you, Lord. It's been a rough week for me throughout this whole process of getting the medication, having it shipped, also paying some of it out of my pocket because my insurance company did cover some of the medication, but there was one particular medication that I mentioned that it did not cover that I have to pay out of pocket, which is the microdose Mildor. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. It's a commercial compound trigger injection that I had to pay out of pocket because my insurance company do not cover it. And once I get an itemized bill, then I'm going to submit it to Cigna, and hopefully I will get some type of reimbursement. But the other medication that was approved, and the insurance company covered their portion, and the only portion I had to pay was $85, which is not too bad. It could be a lot worse. And I just wanted to mention to you guys the medication that I'm taking is Cetrotide, Gonanol, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, Metapor, and the last medication is, I can't even say it. I'm going to spell it out because I may butcher it. It's Pregnyl. That's the medication I'm taking as well. Also, there's patches that I'm taking as well, which I'm starting to take as we speak on my lower belly button. So everything is coming together very smoothly, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am a little bit nervous and scared, but excited at the same time because I don't like needles. I get terrified with needles. I get terrified or freaked out when I get blood drawn. And then a lot of people tell me, Cheryl, get used to it because you're going to be poked like you've never been poked before. Okay? And I'm like, okay. Well, I have to get used to it because they're going to be drawing blood so much out of me that I may not have any more blood left. I don't know. Hopefully I do, but I have to keep hydrating, drink a lot of water, so which I'm doing. But now I can see a little bit light at the end of the tunnel, and the journey it's going. It's I can't keep saying it's coming together. It's coming along because now I get to see the medication right in front of me, and I have the other medication that has to be refrigerated, and the ones that don't have to be refrigerated has to be in room temperature, which that's good because it is. It's just a lot of information, you guys. A lot of information, a lot of things to remember. But thank God to have videos to show my husband and I how to administer the medication because there's no way I would have remembered everything in my head. So thank God that we can keep going. Keep watching their videos repeatedly so that my husband is aware of it because he's going to be the one that's injecting me. I'm not going to do it because I would just freak out if I had to do it myself. And on top of that, my husband don't like needles, so he's going to suck it up like a buttercup, and he's going to help me out to do this for me, which I'm very grateful and thankful for. And I like I said, I'm excited. I'm incredibly blessed that God gave me this opportunity to do this IVF, even though I was very, very opposed to it. I'm going to be very transparent and honest with you guys. I did not want to do the IVF. That was not my first choice, to be honest with you. That was not. My first choice was IUI because 1, a lot cheaper, 2, easier, 3, I didn't have to deal with all these steps of taking medication that I'm doing right now. And I didn't have to deal with any needles with IUI. But, things don't always work out in my favor or anyone's favor. So, you know what? I have to deal with what the Lord has given me, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm facing this straightforward, you guys. And I'm excited. I'm excited, but a little nervous, but I'm more excited. And I'm making sure that, I'm constantly praying. All my friends and family are praying for my husband and I for this IVF to be successful, that it will work. Because like I said, this is our only shot of this. We won't get a repeat out of this anymore. And we have 3% of success of this IVF. And I'm very hopeful and that, it will work. And who knows? Maybe twins might come out of it. If it does, I take it. It'd be a lot of work. I think my husband would be in a lot of shock and probably stress that we're going, if we have twins. And he may lose his mind, but he'd be grateful at the same time. And I know for me, if twins do happen, it'd be a lot of work, but at least, God gave us that 3% to have 2 babies or 1, whatever, God has in store for us. I will take it. I'd be grateful and thankful. But I'm excited to go through this process because I knew if I didn't try this, I would have definitely looked back and regret it. Even though I didn't want it to do the IVF in the first place, but I'm glad that I made it. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I'm glad that we made a decision, my husband and I, because it's just not me, it's we, because we're in this together, that we are doing this together and we helping each other out. And I have to say, I'm very, very thankful for the insurance company covering majority of this medication, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is no joke. Now I understand why people are stressed, why people are in debt because of IVF, because it is expensive. This is why I didn't want to do it in the first place. It is super expensive, you guys. I can be quite honest with you. If it wasn't for my husband's insurance, I don't know what we would have done, to be honest with you. We probably would have foster or adopt or figure something out, because there was no way that we can cover this out of our own pockets, because it was just too expensive, first of all. Second of all, at my job, I have United Healthcare. It doesn't cover it at all, not even one medication. So I'm just grateful through my husband's insurance, Cigna, it covers majority of the treatment. The only thing that we had to pay is $2,570. Yes, $2,570. That's all we have to pay out of pocket, and that's it. And the insurance company cover the rest. And I have to say, you guys, I'm grateful for that, because it could be a lot worse. The number could have been a lot more. Even though I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we don't have that money, but luckily I have great parents. My mom is helping me. She's gonna give me majority of the money, and then the rest, obviously, I'm going to come up with the money, and we are going to come up with the money and pay the remaining balance, and that's fine. So we don't have to be in that much debt. Now, some of it I did charge on my credit card. Some I charged, some I paid in cash, but the majority of the portion was cash, and then the rest was on a card. So we won't be completely in debt. So thank God for that. And I'm just so grateful and thankful. You have most couples that some insurances don't cover it. And some people have to take loans from families, friends, or apply for a loan to have this covered. And it's super sad that people have to go through great lengths to start a family because insurance companies don't cover it, which insurance companies should cover this, because it's just not right that people, couples who wants to start a family and then they can't because they get that block that the insurance company is not covering, and they have to figure out, how I'm going to come up with this money to pay for this treatment and that treatment, because again, it's expensive. It's expensive, and it can be very challenging and very difficult. And sometimes it can just be very draining, especially in the financial part, when if you don't have it. And I feel like in the United States, it should be approved for every woman out there. And I just hope and pray that Donald Trump keeps his promise and sign executive order for IVF to be approved. I know a lot of insurance companies may not like that. They may have kickbacks, because obviously they're going to lose money, because that's what the insurance company is for. They're not for the patients. They're not for the people. It's all about them making money, them making profits, and that's about it. That's about it. Instead of caring about families who want to start a family, who wants to have children, which they can't because of the cost and because of the money. And they have to go great lengths to do what they have to do to start a family, which I completely understand. I sympathize that because that's how my husband and I, that's what we're going through right now. And just the cost, even though it's not much compared to other people who's paying more than I couldn't even imagine that we can pay that. But people are doing it because they really want to start a family. Women really want to become a mom, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And sometimes the first cycle doesn't work, the second doesn't work, the third, it may work. Sometimes the first try works. It all depends on the situation. All depends how much eggs you have and how much, and also if the egg can, take during the implant. So it all depends on the situation. But I can tell you, don't ever give up. Don't ever feel discouraged. Don't ever let anyone discourage you saying that you cannot become a mom or you can't do X, Y, and Z, because you can. Because I'm proof of it. Other women are proof of it that give their testimony and do videos about exactly what I'm doing, but similar situation. So don't ever give up. If that is your dream to become a mom, and that's what you've been always wanted to become a mom, then do it. But do it now than later. For me in my situation, I just didn't want to have a kid by anyone. I wanted to make sure, one, that I had the right partner, two, that I'm financially okay to raise a kid, and three, just my mental state. I just want to make sure that I can give everything that I can for my child, opposed to being selfish and just having a child at a young age. Now, granted, I'm not putting anyone down who had kids at a young age. Some women do a phenomenal job being a single parent, having a kid young. That is great. And some people, they wait until they have their career and have their financial situation good. Make sure that they're not in debt, so before they start a family. And most women, they start having kids when they're in their early 40s or late 40s. With me, it was a combination of both. I just, like I said, I didn't want to have a kid by anyone and be a single mom and then have like a baby daddy that's a deadbeat and who's not willing to take care of our child. So that's why I waited longer and waited to get married as well. I was, you can say I'm a late bloomer, I don't know, but I just waited. And I don't regret it because I don't want to look back. It was a decision that I made, and I just can't go back and say, well, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. It is what it is. I'm here now, but I'm just speaking to young women out there who do want to start a family and are thinking about starting a family. Don't wait. Don't put it on hold. And make sure you get yourself checked out. Make sure you go to your gynecologist. Make sure you go see a specialist so there's no fibroids or anything. If I would have known about and being educated about fibroids, I would have went to see the specialist a long time ago, you guys, and took care of this. And I wasn't aware. The only thing that I did on my part is just going to a gynecologist, making sure that my pap smear is normal, that I didn't have any cancer or anything, and everything turned out fine. But I was never, ever educated to go see a specialist to make sure that fibroids may be an issue of pregnancy. I had to learn that today, meaning like a few months ago, I had to learn about the fibroids and how it can affect pregnancy and everything else. So I'm just saying, my advice to you, and again, I'm not a doctor, if you are planning to start a family, make sure you see a doctor, make sure you see a specialist, make sure that your eggs, your ovaries are good. You don't want to wait until you like in your 40s and then you get this news that I did from my doctor, which is great and wonderful, that you only have 3% of getting pregnant through IVF. 3%. You don't want that to be your situation. And unfortunately, that is my situation, and I'm going to take it as a grain of salt. And like I said, I'm going to leave it in God's hands because I trust in the Lord. I trust what He has in store for my husband and I, and that's it. Because I want to remain calm and relax, and so that my body can take all the medication that it needs to take, because there's going to be some side effects along with it: the mood swings, the headaches, the bloating, which I'm really not looking forward to, but it is what it is. but I just want to make sure that, I remain calm. I'm not nervous. I'm not anxious, that, everything will fall into place. And that's all I want. And that's all I can do. I can just do my best and, pray, meditate, and just always leave it in God's hands, because He knows what's in store for me. He already knows if I'm going to be pregnant or not. He already knows. He already knows before my husband and I know. And I have faith and I have trust that everything's going to work itself out. And then whatever outcome it is, my husband and I, we will deal with it and figure it out and move forward and figure out our next option. But I can tell you this, we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up of starting a family. Whether, I don't care how many ways we try to figure it out, we will become parents either way. Whether it's natural birth, whether it's fostering, adoption, um, getting a donate from an embryo, and then use my husband's sperm, whatever. We will figure it out. But I just know that I love God and I love my friends and family that's praying for us, and I'm very hopeful. I'm looking forward to this journey that we're doing together, and we just got to wait and see. And I definitely appreciate all of you supporting us and watching this video as well. This is not easy for me to come up here and tell you my journey and my experience, but it's good to help other women out there that's going through this, who are afraid to talk about it. And I just want to say, don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed, and don't blame yourself, because it's not your fault. Because I blame myself, like, I should have done more. I should have done this. I should have done that. And then maybe if I would have done this, then this wouldn't happen to me. And it's no way to think like that. You shouldn't think like that, because I'm telling you, it's not your fault and it's not my fault that, this is the cards that I'm dealt with. My sister, she had two easy, well, she got pregnant very quickly. Okay, she got pregnant very quickly. She didn't have any issue with her first pregnancy. Her second pregnancy, she did a little bit, but she has two healthy girls and no issues during her pregnancy. And me, I was just, the one that have fibroids and have issues, and because of my age factor, and then my husband as well. And this is the cards that I've been dealt with, and I'm okay with it. I accept it. I'm not gonna lie, I was very upset in the beginning and cried and questioned myself and thinking that it was me and I did something wrong, when reality, I didn't do anything wrong. It's just nature. It's just science. That's what the doctors are saying. And it's just, age. And I'm just, doing something about it now. So what I'm telling you, that is not your fault. And don't blame yourself. What you can do is just figure out what you want to do, your next option, your next step. Go see your doctor. Find a good doctor that really cares about you, meaning that understands where you're coming from. That will definitely help you along the way through this journey, whatever you decide to do, whether it's IUI, IVF, whatever you decide. But I just wanted to let each and every one of you know that just keep up with the faith and keep trusting in the Lord, that everything's going to work itself out. And I keep telling myself that, and I know that everything is going to be okay. So just keep us in your prayers and your thoughts, you guys. I just wanted to share this video, and I really appreciate, like I said, each and one of you watching this video, commenting if you can, and just taking the time to watch and actually, listening to my journey and the process that I'm going through right now. And like I said, it's exciting. And I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready to rock and roll and get this party started, because it just started, because I just took my first medication and I have another one tomorrow. So this is it. This is it. So wish us a luck. Thank you so much for watching. That's it with Cheryl, and I will see you guys next time, and take care.